What's up everyone and welcome to you on the MOONCHARTS YouTube channel. I hope that you're all doing very well. As always, we're going to update Bitcoin after we did any wave 4 here. We just did an invalidation of the wave 4. So we just have to update that and to see which scenario you have done here, what wave we have done, and was also yesterday by the way talking about the possible ABC to go more down next. That was the less likely scenario, but still something possible. Sometimes we do the less probable stuff, and this is a game clearly. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the different scenarios here, what we can expect next. There are still a lot of different possibilities due to the wave count here. We have so much possible wave count at the moment. So anyway, we're going to start with this. So as a way, we can still be in the 5 ways to the upside, for example, in a wave 1, 2, another wave 1, 2 next, and something super bullish. Okay, let me just show you that. So yeah, that was the first target we plan here. Okay, the first, because that was the 161 of the wave 3 if we are in an impulse. So wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 push hit higher, sorry. Now we can still be of course in something extremely more and more bullish. So we're going to do this later. And for example, this is another wave 1, 2. Okay, for example, that's a wave 1, that's a wave 2, and then we're going to push high for wave 3 or 5. So wave 1, wave 2. Now this was still in any case a short to take. Personally, I did not feel a short here because I was not really trading yesterday. I just feel some longs over there here just because I was scalping a bit, but otherwise before I was not really trading. I just say to APs, we just have to wait for a retest here, because be careful, all the way up here we'll have a strong uptrend, except at the end we start to get a bit of a weakness, but at the beginning we got something really strong and powerful to push higher. So on every single target before we got some bearish reaction, but we just still break through. So that's why I say to APs, hey, if you want to short something here, just wait for a retest. So I'm just going to go on Bybit by the way. I'm going to show you how do we have done this and how that was possible maybe for you, because you have to recognize also these kind of targets. Okay, so of course this was the target we planned here. Okay, that was simply the middle of this channel right there. Okay, so I'm going to place it like this by the way, like this, and on the top. So this, for example, was the channel was looking for. Okay, this was the channel was looking for, plus the value area high of this full range that is a bit higher here. Okay, so once you recognize these two stuff right here, you have a bit of a zone of resistance here. So not the strongest one, but still with the market structure, for example, it will make sense to take this high, so to do a swing for the pound. Why? Because we have a lot of stop loss here for people shorting, so you will stop a lot of shorts, and then boom, if we have new shorts going in, first the market to go more down. So here what I've done, you have done a swing for a pan here. And if you go on the lower time frame, just to show you a bit how to trade this, okay? Because personally I did not feel any short here. This was a very good reaction here to trade a short, really good reaction. You just have to have a small time frame range here. It was the exact top of the range. Bearish reaction in that with a lot of shorts European. So this is a short to take. Now as I say to VIPs though, this can be for example a short to take. Now the best is to wait for a retest, so to speak. Here for example, as you can see here, we just flip it the middle of the channel here into resistance. Okay, so this is more bearish than bullish. And once you have done this, when I'm saying a retest, is a retest of the level or a retest of the fibs 618, 66% or the 7x. This is what we retest most of the time. We retested that, we got some few short play opening here, nothing crazy bearish, but we still got a possible short to take here that give us a very nice move to the downside for the moment. Okay, so this is how you could trade this clearly, because you have to recognize also the different targets with the market structure. This is something we plan in the daily updates for a long time now, because already when it was here we planned already this possible target here. So that's why we are playing with different scenarios. Personally I did not feel any short here, but this was a possible short to take, and it was just because I was not really trading yesterday. Sometimes trading, sometimes not. Most of the time trading, but sometimes not, and sometimes just take a bit of a break with trading and let it go. In any case, I'm short from here, I'm long from here. I just took probably of course more on my longs because we got some invalidations, and I'm just compounding. I'm just going to compound I'm just going to compound my trade if we have something really bearish coming in next. So in any case, this is just winning at the end, so it's all good. Okay, that's why you have to play with different scenarios like this. And if I was on the chart, I will take the short here because the data was good. Okay, even if that was only a wave 4 retracement, normally to push high, because if the data are following, I'm trading the data and not the waves. Okay, still be aware of the waves, but the data are so important. So this is how, for example, you could approach this possible target right here with a swing 30 pounds the high. So just take the high to reject all the stop loss here. Once we have done this, move it down and boom, stop it out all the shorts, and we just move it down. So we just to stop in that case early shorts, and then boom, another move to the downside. So at the moment we are at the moment on the bottom, as you can see, of the channel, where we find our resistance, support, resistance, so resistance for a full week here, and then maybe a possible flip to support for, you know, the possible wave 1, 2, 1, 2 here, so wave 1, wave 2, and another wave 1, another wave 2 here, and then rocket. Only time have the answer. It depends on the direction we're going to do here, or yeah, the direction we're going to do here, clearly. So here, now, I just want to show the different scenarios, so you don't have to find your confidence with everything, but I just want to show you the different possible wave count here. So here, that was the possible ones, okay, so wave 1, wave 2, then directly wave 3 or 5. Now we can still be, you know, as I said, in a wave 1, 2, by the way, maybe more with a wave 1, 2 truncated like this, with a triple wave truncated, because as I say, more like here. Now it can still be doing this one, it depends really what we do next. Otherwise, possibly another wave 1, 2, so even more bullish on this. In that case, we're just really going to explode everything here, so wave 1, wave 2 here. To be an ending here, as always, it will be a rare case. For example, here we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5. Why this is likely? Because we have a 5 waves correction, 5 waves correction, and normally a 5 waves to the upside. These are the small wave of a leading and not an ending. So in that case, it will be, again, a rare case in a C wave where we get an ending with a small wave of a leading. So if you want to get a bit more detail on that, I'm going to show this by the way very quickly. For beginners, so wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, this is a wedge to the upside. I'm maybe going to draw it something a bit better like this a bit better in my opinion. So this, for example, is a leading. You have you have then an ending like this. So I'm going to add the text right here. You have the leading, okay, and you have the ending. Okay, so a leading appear in a wave 1 of an impulsive or in a wave A of an ABC zigzag. So the small waves are a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you have a correction, whatever you want, triangle, everything clearly. More likely a triple wave most of the time. Then you have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again, another 5 waves. Then you have another triple wave correction. Then you have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. This is a leading appear in a wave 1 or in a wave of a flat. Of an ABC zigzag. Sorry, only an ABC zigzag. A flat is a correction in the A wave. Okay. Here, an ending appear in a wave 5 of an impulsive or in a C wave of an ABC zigzag and of an ABC flat. Okay, extremely important. Or by the way, in the wave of the ending, because this of the leadings is still also possible. But here, in the ending, the small wave counts are an ABC zigzag, then a correction, then an ABC zigzag, then another correction. So whatever you want in both, then another ABC zigzag. In our case, okay, an ending can get the smaller wave of a leading. And again, in our case, a leading can get the small wave of an ending. So here, as you can see, if we're in an ending, we'll get the small wave of a leading. So that will be, again, a rare case. So do we take the rare case? No. Now, this is still something we, what I didn't know. We still have to be aware of that. Okay. That's why this is still something to keep in mind. But again, in terms of probabilities, it's really all about probabilities. In terms of probabilities, it's like the ABC here was less likely because the most possible, the most easiest wave will be to just push higher on this. Now with the market structure everything, for example, here it's like the WXY was the most easiest with the wave count. Now we did something a bit more complex, less probable, but that makes sense with the market structure too. Okay, extremely important to understand here. For example, we took the lows, we did a WXY X and Z, so 2 more waves to the WXY. But this makes sense with the context because we took all the stop loss here, and once we have done that, we turn everyone bearish, so a lot of people are shorting here, and just reverse the price to trap, wreck some longs and wreck next some shorts. This is how you make money on the market, clearly. So here are different possibilities here. So wave 1, 2, 1, 2 here, super bullish, explode everything. If of course this the invalidation of this scenario is if we start to break these lows right there, this is an invalidation of this double wave 1, 2, and normally the full impulsive to the upside. So in that case, what are the different scenarios here? I'm going to hide this. This is still something possible. Okay, the full bullish scenario, everything as I say, for a wave 1 to another wave 1 to here, something super bullish. Now, these are also some different possibilities. Okay, I'm going to show 3 possible scenarios here in addition to that, so you can be aware of every single possibilities. The first one is something extremely bearish. Okay, we're going to get directly a 5 waves to the downside, and so we're going, to confirm the wave 4 top before, and now we're in the wave 5, the last wave to the downside before to get before to be bullish normally on Bitcoin. So here, if we're in this, first of all, why at the very beginning it is less likely? Simply because once you have the 5 waves to the upside like this, first of all, the 5 waves normally finish on the very top. Okay, if you redo the count, the smaller wave count, everything normally it finish on the very top. Now, if we get acceptance with that and say, hey, okay, we have done the 5 waves to the upside, in that case, we'll have an A, B, C. This is also something we were talking about in the last updates. If we have an A, B, C here, again, the B wave, we have to get acceptance with it because a B and C like this is not possible because what we will get, here we'll get a 1, 2, 3 wave only to the upside. So again, this is not possible. So we have to get a truncated triple wave to the downside. The problem is when you have a truncated to the downside like this, for example, so to speak, it's a triple wave. Okay, for example, let's say we're in a downtrend. We do no, that's not a good example. We are in an uptrend and we do a triple wave truncated. So here we are going to do for example, an A, B, C, and the C is going to stop before the A wave bottom here. Normally it will go past the wave like this. Once we have a truncated like this, normally we do this on the other side. We do a low, we retrace a bit, and then we go low even if we have a truncated on the real chart. Okay, we still go low on the other side, and same to the upside. Okay, for example, coming like this, we do an A, B, C truncated, so start before the A wave top right here. We do exactly the same, A, B, C, and we still normally push high and break minimum this A wave top on the other side. So here this is something, this is a RSI rule for with the Elliott waves. Here do we have this? No. So again, was it the most probable again to be, I mean, is it still the most probable to win this? We really have to get acceptance with some waves to say, hey, this was an ABC, and now we just have to say, hey, that was an ABC, and we just have to look for lower now, okay, clearly. So here, in that case, next we'll have a 5 waves to the downside. Again, 5 waves to the downside here. These are terrible waves, clearly we have. So here we have a 5 waves that was not, for the A, B, C flat. It was in that case, boom, the wave fully done before, the Z wave is down here, that was the top, everything. And so now this was a 5 waves to make a wave 1, 2, and then wave 3 or 5. I'm not going to draw it out because the wave count is really complex to the downside. For in this, we really have to get acceptance with some waves because 5 waves down here, this is pretty crazy. To be honest with the wave 3 and all the stuff like this is pretty crazy. So it will be something like this, but again, the 5 waves here down are really insane. Okay, so in that case, we'll have a 5 waves down like this. Normally the wave 1 bottom is here. Why? Because next this was 5 waves. We have 5 waves here, but why this was 5 waves? It was simply for an A, B, C flat. Okay, and so exactly the same possible configuration we had before, W, X, and Y to the upside. And we're going to see targets here because it's extremely interesting what we rejected here. Okay, so you can see a bit how targets match. So here, first of all, we can look for the B retracement. Okay, right here. So from the A wave top to the A wave root, okay, or from the A wave root to the A wave top, depends as always. If you reverse your tools, your tool in your settings here, I did it because I'm going in the same trend than the wave I want to find. This is more simple and more logic for me, but anyway. So here, in that case, we have done a 123 perfect B wave retracement again. Okay, so this is something to be aware of. Now, how to find the C wave? You just place your first click on this A wave root, second click to the A wave top, and third click on the B retracement here. We did a perfect, we go a bit high, but it's still absolutely fine, a 120 extension here, so it is pretty nice. From here, if we still push hard on this, okay, we have done so an ABC, we'll have here a correction. What can that be here? We just have to look for a possible WXY. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. Here we have done, as you can see, almost a 90% retracement because the W root is here. Okay, we have an ABC zigzag here, flat by the way. And here in that case, we have a W, X, and Y. Okay, so here you can add your targets of the WXY. So from the W root, I'm misclicking that. From the W root right here to the W top and to the second X retracement. What target we rejected here? So again, we can be of course with the next wave with a truncated triple wave inside. So in case we have done the stuff here, in that case here, that was an A, B, C, and then a drop. Okay. And so here as you can see, we did a nice 1618 rejection maximum target of the triple wave. That's why there are still some different possibilities. It all depends on which targets we retrace from and which targets we hold, with which levels we hold or not. Okay, so yeah, that's why there are still some different possibilities here where the wave count is well respected, except we have to get acceptance some ways before. For example, this also can look like a correction because we have, for example, a possible A, B, C zigzag to the upside, and there is no way 4 and 5. That was just an ABC zigzag for the W, X, and Y must come and pine the Y leg is the ABC zigzag. That's why there are still a lot of different possibilities. So that is a possible one. Okay, so now in that case, we want to see a 5 waves to the downside. We have already some possible 5 waves start to the downside. Okay, so for example, you have a possible one right here with a 5 wave like this. So for example, a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So wave 1, a wave 2, and now we're in a wave 3 or 5. And I'll let you check and find the other ones right here. Okay, so that is, for example, a possible stuff. You just have to add your wave 3 target. So how to do this? You just have to do the wave, first click on the wave 1 root, second click to the wave 1 bottom, and third click to the wave 3 top right here. So you just have to add your wave 3 target. So 1618 must come in target. Now be aware of the smaller wave count. Then we'll have the 20% of the extension tools, and we'll have the 2061 points, and we'll have the 361.8 right here. And then we'll have the 423.6 last target. If we have to go more down from here, this is just an extension, and it is possible to do some extension sometimes. Wave 4 targets 2316, 38.2, okay, and wave 5 target 618 first one, except we do a 120 extension, but no. So 618 first one, then 120 extension, then we'll have the 1618, and then we'll have the maximum target 261 points. Should we push more down than this, than the 2061 point or high, depending on the trend? Here it's to the downside, so more down. It is an extension, so just check as a smaller wave count and you will find your targets, okay? But yeah, this is a possible wave count in that case if we are in this impulsive to the downside, okay? So the big wave 1205. Just to give you an idea, okay, just to give you an idea of the price we can reach here clearly to the downside if we are in this configuration, okay? I'm just gonna place the extension tool from the wave 1 root to the wave 1 bottom here, right there, to the wave 2 top, and so right there we have the target. So first target, more likely one, again, we can absolutely do an extension, all the stuff like this. First one, the more likely one, is the 1618. Then we look for the wave 2 retracement to see a bit what we have right here. We have done a pretty big retracement. I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty big one. No, I've done 786. Okay, that's fine. 786 here. Yeah, okay, so normally no, we should do a 30.2 on that one. So you have to add the wave 4 target right here. From here, when it's stupid, it will be here. 30.2 retracement, and then we have the 120 extension right here. So are we going to do something a lot bigger? Because if we're now in an impulsive to the downside, of course it can be to make a bigger W, X, and Y next for example, an A, B, C before to push higher, okay? Or we are going to do something a lot bigger, like a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside. Or again, we can do also an A, B, C, not to push higher next, but to be in a wave 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, a wedge to the downside. You know the ending I was talking about, because we're in a wave 5 now if we're in this configuration. Okay, so still a lot of different possibilities. Of course, the most probable is to just be in an impulsive to the downside. We should in that case take the low minimum if we're only in the impulsive and only in the wave 5 like this. So we should take the low minimum. So in that case, we just look for the normal impulsive, but some bigger targets, for example, like this. We're going to do something a lot bigger on the wave 3, 4, and 5 like this to the downside. Okay, so this is a possible scenario. Okay, now we create some information in my opinion. So you can hide this and go to the next one. I'm just going to add everything here. It was folder number 2 right here. Perfect. So I'm going to hide this and show the other possible one. The other possible one here is that we have done, you know, so still the same way as done before. Clearly, we are still in the Z wave. I don't know if I have the fib of this. No. Let me just add this very quickly. Where is this? Where is this? Why do I don't have this? I missed the extension tool here. Yes. Alright, so let me just add this here. Perfect. Alright, good. So here, if we're in this W, X, Y, X, and Z, okay, we can still be in, because some ways, for example, in the big impulsive to the downside are really weird. Okay, really weird. This is something really what the fuck we have done in some waves, so you really have to get acceptance with some. Now this is also a possibility. I would say really less likely, but still something possible because of the contact everything. So this is also a possible scenario to be aware of. So to speak here, a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, an ending, a wedge to the upside. So only A, B, C exact. So 5 ways correction, 5 ways. Again, do we really have 5 ways here to the upside? Be careful. Okay, really be careful. These 5 ways. That's why not the most probable, but still possible. In our case, wave 2, 3, 4, 5, wedge to the upside. The wave 4, of course, can go between the wave 1 and the wave 2, extremely important. And in the wave 1, 3, and 5, we only want ABC zigzag. So 5 ways. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh my god, this is a crazy one. A wave, B wave, C wave, ABC zigzag. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can also get a leading in the A wave, then a correction, then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we can get, of course, an ending in the C. So leading, ending in the C. This is still possible to get this. So this is another possible one. In that case, we should normally minimum at least take this high and then go to the minimum, go to the 120 extension. It depends really where and what direction we have clicked on these targets. Okay. So now, if we are not in this again, there is another possible scenario where we will still be inside this double XY. I'm just going to take only that one here. Okay, right there, I'm just going to move this here, perfect, and so right here. So in that case, we'll still be in the WX, Y, X, and Z, or we will be, you know, in the bullish scenario, so to speak, in the wave 1, 2, and just explore everything. Why? Because, as always, I'm just going to hide that, the A wave have 5 waves, the B wave have a correction, the C wave have 5 waves. These are exactly the same smaller wave than the wave 1, 2, and then just explore everything 3 or 5. So that's why we really need time here to see which way we confirm really, okay? What we confirm, where do we have some reaction, where do you have some bounce, where do you have some rejection, all stuff like this. That's why, and this is why here the order flow is extremely important here. It's extremely important, okay? You really have to use that. For example, this is how with Elliott Waves you have like too much scenarios. For example, you can bet on 1, 2, 3, the more likely, less likely, but sometimes you do also the less likely, and so you will miss a trade. Here I just missed a trade because it's not really missed, because I was just not on the chart at all. I just said, hey, I'm just enjoying the short from the top, I'm just enjoying the long from the bottom, and now I just let it go, and if it pump, if it dump, it dump. It's absolutely fine, I don't care. And so if we dump, of course I have to profit more on the bottom on my short, so I'm going to compound a bit here. If I see really we start to get something really better here. For now we have an invalidation of the full 5 waves to the upside, but you can still be, for example, in the big wave 1, big wave 2, everything. Now we need some more bullish data here to come in, because for now we have some shorts opening here, 3.1 million opening here. We need some absorption. That would be nice on the very bottom, for example. Do we have any absorption at the moment? Nothing really crazy. So we now just need a lot of longs in that case to open to review the price. Otherwise, there is nothing bullish, and we just have to remain patient for some better targets we hit clearly. Okay, just want to check really quickly here on this. We are still on the level. Okay. But yeah, so this is, for example, I just want to finish with this. This is another possible scenario, okay, where we will still be in the B wave to finish ABC, and so the wave later, and so we will still take the high later, or we will be not in this ABC like this, but we will be, for example, in still the super bullish scenario, but the wave 2 will be done later here, for example. I'm just going to remove that. The wave 2 will be done later. It will be exactly the same on that one, you know, but like the wave 2 will be done later, like the B wave. Okay, in that case, next we're just super bullish, and you know the targets we can reach already. Now the thing is, when we do too much wave, I'm just going to remove that. When we do too much wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, most of the time we are not in these waves at all. 3 is already a lot. Normally 2 is good, okay? 3 is start to become a bit too much, to be honest. It's like, for example, I have a good example by the way for you on this. If you go here, I'm gonna go on the 1 hour, and when was that? 1st July, I'll go with this. So 1st July, it was 2020, 06, and it was, by the way, 07, I'm stupid. It was the first, boom, 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 go to, I'm gonna go on the 1 hour. It's gonna be easier for me to show that. Perfect. So here what we got, the possible scenarios was to be in a correction here to go more down, so to speak, here to look for a wave 1, a wave 2, 305 to the downside next, another wave 1, another wave 2, 305 to the downside, and another wave 1, another wave 2 here. Don't remember exactly how this one is placed. 305 to the downside. So again, wave 1, wave 2, another wave 1, another wave 2, maybe more by the way like this, because otherwise it will not be really possible. Wave 1, wave 2 here, so so another wave 1, 2 again after that, and another wave 1, 2 again. Something really like 1, 2, 3, 4, you will get 4 wave 1, 2 here at the exact same place. Once you have too much of this is most of the time not going to play out. Here what we have a wave 1 like this, and a wave 2 is an ABC flat next. Okay, the wave 2 is an ABC flat, so to speak. Here we have an A, a B, and a C flat, and this was a wave 1, 2. This is not at all for the wave 1, 2. This was just a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5 for an ending. So to speak, here we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for an ending. So once you have too much wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like so here, it does make sense with the context, for example, to get too much wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, because we could be bearish, but it also does make sense with a possible wave A, B, C flat with an ending in the C. Now with the context, it's extremely complex. I'm not gonna lie, it's extremely complex what we have at the moment, and we really have to remain patient here to see what, I mean, I'm not going to remain patient. I'm just going to let it go and see what happened. Personally, I'm going to trade my targets, trade the levels. For example, here, this was a possible short take because this was the target we planned here. We got the retest more recent, I say to APs. If you want to trade safe here, just wait for a retest, and we got the retest. So in any case, this was a possible short to take. Now I'm going to remain patient for the wave count to see which one we confirm really. But I'm still, of course, going to trade every single day and cross the chart still, because just yesterday was not on the chart, but Otherwise, I'm still going to crush and run every single highs and lows of this market. Don't worry about this. But anyway, so here, yeah, that was the part, and these are the more likely scenarios we can see at the moment. I mean, the less likely ones, but now the more likely ones because we do a bit of a retracement. Still possibly of being a wave 1, 2, 1, 2, and still super bullish, okay? And if we start to break these lows right there, so to speak, these areas of invalidations, if we start to break the lows right here, we are more likely in that case in some of the scenarios we was talking about clearly. So this possible, so bullish one in that case, wave 2 later, okay, we're going to do in that case, you know, the bigger WXY, for example, here to the downside. As always, WXY, we have more change that in the YA to be in an A, BC, so the 5 also beginning here can be also for a small 5 ways, retracement, 5 ways also for an A, B, C. Zigzag to the downside to make the Y. So that's why just so much possibilities. We really have to remain patient here and see which one we confirm. So maybe I'm not going to make some updates for maybe, I don't know, maybe some days. I don't know how long it's going to take to confirm this, but now you have the scenarios and you know what to expect next in case we do this, this, or this. Okay, and this is extremely important to know in what we are next. And Evan yesterday said, hey, this is a less likely to win an ABC to the upside. If we do, we do, and sometimes we do the less likely, and we just have to adapt to the market clearly. But anyway, so this one here, we have also the one right here with the ending, and we have also the other one right here where we are literally going to drop from here. So in any case, we're ready to the upside, to the downside, sideways. Now we just have to trade the targets clearly. Let me just show you something with the targets. I just want to give some few ones. So for example here, let me just show you this really quickly. For example, now we have a bit of support right now. Just want to give you the targets really. Here we have a possible one and so. And if we start to lose that, we have this one right there. Cool. Oh shit, wait. Okay, no. Good. So, so you can be aware of the different possible support below here. So for example, now we have a weekly, okay, a bit. So we have the 2 candle close right there. So we'll have a weekly first level now, and it has a part, I mean, the volume level, everything. This gives some more and more confidence, so you can see where you can take your trades and everything. But these are around these targets, and these are also some good targets, very good targets. Okay. But for example here weekly, by the way, not a weekly apart from we have a weekly level here, so a bit bigger. As you can see here, the support all depend really of the direction here. As you can see at the moment, we have some shorts coming on the market. We in that case need absorption. If there is no any absorption, there is no long to take, except if we have a lot of longs coming in here to push higher. Otherwise, we don't care, we just wait for the next level. Personally, it's how I'm going to trade and how most of the time trading every single day, in addition to AOA, of course. But here as you can see, do we have any absorption? There is a possible low here. Double bottom, or what is this? Yeah, double bottom, so nothing crazy. So now we just need to raise the longs to open. If there are no longs coming here, what we don't really have at the moment, to be honest with you, there is just nothing to take. Now we have a bit of absorption on the highs already, so we need something more and more bullish than this. Otherwise, there is nothing to take. If, for example, now we start to lose this support, we just have to look towards the next one. Okay, so I'm going to leave everything like this. So you can see next, so I'm going to remove that one because now these are the new levels clearly. As you can see here, refresh it here. So these are the levels, clearly important levels to the downside. If you really start to lose that, of course you can look for a swing for your panel. Otherwise you can look for the 618, 66% retracement here, 786, okay, like this. It's really step by step all the way down here. You have of course some more probable, less probable, everything. But I mean, yeah, these are still some good support that can give you some good trades all the way down here. So for example, now if we start to go on the weekly, still nothing bullish, just look towards the next one. Daily level, of course, find a bit more confidence, we'll have some few ones before. If we lose the daily, just look towards the next one, boom, another daily. You have to look again for the direction we're going to get on the daily to check the context, if this makes sense or not, okay? On the with the wave count, clearly, for example, you expect to get a bounce here or not. If you do not, you just expect to go through the wave count. Still check out the data because maybe sometimes it's wrong, but normally you expect to go through. So normally the wave count is good, and so you just go through. Okay, if now you expect to get a bounce off the level with the wave count, just check out the data. If the data are following, boom, take a long, otherwise nothing to take. And if now we start to lose the daily level, what do we have to do? Is just to look for the next target. Again, 666%. If we lose that, so of course we'll have a bit of confidence with it, not crazy, so be careful on this one. And if we lose that 786, we'll have a small confidence with it, so nothing crazy, but still be aware of that. And if we go more down, simple as that, you just have to add another daily here. Okay, really simple as that. So here, boom, another daily, and boom, you have your other level to the downside. And now you have all of your support all the way down here to look for some trades. Simple as that, really. Of course, add some more volume levels here. For example, the daily naked control, weekly ones, monthly ones, all the stuff like this, clearly. TPOs, naked session path control, everything, and so you can get rid of confidence and your biggest trades, I mean your biggest levels here to the downside. So yeah, that's all really for today. So now we have seen all the different possible scenarios, we plan all the different targets here. So now you're just ready and waiting for the next trade clearly to come to you, and to just read the order flow. Clearly is the most important in my opinion to do here. Now I'm just going to remain patient here. I'm just going to hide everything, and now I'm just remaining patient to see which one we confirm. The super bullish one, the less super bullish one, the ending, the double XY to the downside here was a big impulse here to the downside. We have to remain patient and see which one plays out, and just trade the targets we plan here. Okay, so anyway, have all a brilliant day. As always, if you enjoy the content, don't forget to smash that like. This is extremely important. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, do not hesitate to. If you want to turn on notifications, turn on notifications. And if you want to make some comments down below, do not hesitate to. This is extremely good for the YouTube algorithm, and this helps a lot. Anyway, take care of you. It's extremely important. Have a brilliant day, and see you all in the next one. At what price? Absolutely don't know. This is going to be exciting. Anyway, take care. Cheers.